Ryan O'Reilly has been traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to go over our initial reaction and a breakdown in this edition of Ringside Digest. Hello and welcome to this edition of Ringside Digest. I'm your host Kirk Day, along with my co-host Noah Byrne, and we've got a trade to go over today. Now this one is pretty good. It's Ryan O'Reilly to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So first off, we're just going to go over our initial reaction and what we think about the trade and how it looks like it's going to play out. So we're going to pull up the screenshot here of how the trade works. And Toronto is getting Ryan O'Reilly and Noel Acciari, and St. Louis is getting Mikhail Abramov, Adam Gaudette, Toronto's first rounder in 2023, Ottawa's third rounder in 2023, and Toronto's second in 2024. And as a middleman, Minnesota is getting Toronto's fourth round pick in 2025. So at first I like the trade. Always, all three, including Minnesota's. The salary retention is good. Getting it down to 1.875. It's fantastic for Toronto. They're in a bit of a cap squeeze, so that's good. I like what St. Louis is getting back. They're getting picks and players. Could work. And Minnesota getting a fourth round pick. It's for retaining 25%. I like it. What do you think, Noah?
Yeah, I mean, paying Ryan O'Reilly 1.875 for the next or what is it, two or 3 months left of the season. That's, you can't ask for much better than that, right? Like he's won a cup in St. Louis, and I do believe he won the Conn Smythe that year. So he's a proven playoff performer. And the first thing that stuck out to me was they didn't give up Matthew Nyes or Nick Robertson.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not giving up those big prospects for someone who's probably could be a rental, but I can see him re-signing there for a couple of years.
No, I know. I think I've seen Kyle Dubas didn't want to give up his first round pick, but in order, nowadays, in order to get a elite caliber player like O'Reilly, you have to give up a first round pick for sure, right?
Yeah, and as well, like it's for getting him for 1.875. I would give up a first round pick for getting that down from 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now we're gonna go over a breakdown of the trade. Now, like, it's not too big. The financials can be a bit questionable. So we're just gonna go over the financials here just to get an understanding of it. So the Maple Leafs are acquiring Ryan O'Reilly in a 3-way trade. So St. Louis retained 50% to send him to Minnesota, which just goes down to 3.75. Then Minnesota retains 50% of that to get him down to 1.875 to go to Toronto. So the price Toronto's paying him is 1.875. That is outstanding for Ryan O'Reilly. That helps the Leafs so much. That gives them flexibility to make another move. They can probably trade a few players that have a bit of a higher cap, get them, send them out somewhere. I know there's a few guys in mind that know what you're going to talk about. So it does help the Leafs, especially in that. And Minnesota had their best center of all time for 15 minutes. So getting a fourth round pick, it works for them. I can see them doing that a few more times. They have a bit of cap, not too much. But yeah, what do you think about it, Noah? How do you think the trades worked out?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just when we were talking about our initial reaction, they didn't give up top prospects. They're taking on 1.875, so and gives them flexibility to make another move. Maybe, I know if there's any Leafs fans watching, I know they're dying to get rid of Justin Hall. So maybe you see Justin Hall. I'm thinking of a guy like Alex Kerfoot, Engvall, guys that are easily replaceable. Maybe you see them kind of on the way out to maybe bring in a guy like Timo Meier. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about, to add Ryan O'Reilly and Timo Meier in your top six. That's I don't know. I still don't know if it gets it done for the Leafs come playoff time.
Yeah.
Either, right? Like when you're talking about the Leafs.
Yeah. O'Reilly also this year in 40 games has 19 points. So he's not having his best season and minus 24 on the Blues. But it does certainly help Toronto. He's been there, done that guy. He's the type of guy that the Leafs need, being through the playoffs and winning a Stanley Cup. So now this also begins for St. Louis. They're starting to send players out now. We've seen it a few days ago where they had Barbashev and O'Reilly, two guys that were thinking about moving. That's one of them gone, so I would expect Barbashev soon as well. But what we got is, on the Leafs, they have O'Reilly. This is Daily Faceoff. Their line combinations has Ryan O'Reilly on the second line left wing. I don't see him playing on the wing. No, I can see him being a center. He's an incredible centerman. Very good on faceoffs. Good defensively. Now, they would have to probably change something up to have Matthews and Tavares, and I wouldn't really put O'Reilly in the third line. I mean, you can try it just to see. but it'll definitely be something to look at with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I don't like Ryan O'Reilly on the third line. I think he slots in perfectly there on the second line. I don't know. Maybe they move Tavares to the wing, but then again, Tavares is also a really solid center. I just want to talk about a little tidbit that we kind of haven't really discussed. That's Nola Cherry. He's a really really good depth guy to bring in as well. He might not blow you away offensively. I don't think he puts up crazy offensive numbers, but he's not a bad fourth line guy. And if you run into the injury bug come late March, early April, he's not a bad guy to slot in there.
Yeah, for sure. And now this could also mark the beginning, like we said, as the pool of players goes down, the hopes of someone going to get a move and trying to make a move goes up. So with that now Ryan O'Reilly gone, we could also see a lot more guys, like we said, Timo Meier, and maybe even Patrick Kane. We don't know. See those guys starting to ramp up their talks and see maybe get a move before the deadline, which I hope not, because trade deadline day is very good. But as supply goes down, the want goes up. So we're definitely gonna have this watch on players like I just said, like Timo Meier, and see if their conversations with their agents and teams goes up, because it's gonna get exciting. It's gonna get exciting.
This trade definitely helps set the market.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd say it allows teams to be able to consider taking on Cap as a third-party team. I mean, getting a fourth for 25% with 1 year left.
It's not terrible.
That's a good deal. Like if Minnesota, I can't see making very many moves because as I said, they're in a bit of a cap crunch. Yeah. So maybe I can see Matt Dumba going. That's pretty much the extent. So if they want to take on a couple $1 million in retention and get a couple picks, maybe other teams will follow suit, and we'll have to see how it goes. It's a pretty good look. So yeah, what do you think, Noah, about that? Do you think that players or teams will be accepting picks for a couple $1 million in retention?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to take on like two million here or there to get a third or a fourth round pick, like you said in the Minnesota team, I guess like Kirill Kaprizov was a fifth round pick. So you never know what you could be dealing with or what you could be facing come draft day.
Yeah, and as well as being able to trade those picks again in other trades. It'll definitely be something to have a look at and consider for if you're an NHL team.
Oh, absolutely.
That's everything we got for this video, guys. So as we've seen today, a trade happens. We're gonna have a breakdown of it, our initial reaction, and we're getting closer to trade deadline day on March 3rd. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll be breaking down any trade that happens over then. We'll be breaking down every bit of news over the season, off season, and it's gonna be good. So make sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching.